Hello and welcome in this actual video recording for a Learn from Home technology solution intended for the Academe. I hope that you as a viewer will benefit from this video tutorial, particularly teachers and students who will be having their online classes due to this pandemic that we are currently experiencing right now. As you can see, this COVID-19 brought us so much chaos and puts the world into topsy-turvy. So the Learn from Home solution that I'll be sharing is called Microsoft Office 365 or O365 for short. Office 365 is a line of subscription services offered by Microsoft as part of the Microsoft Office product line, and it has different flavors. So it has Office 365 for business, O365 for government, O365 for charitable institution, and there is Microsoft Office 365 for education. But this video tutorial is focused more on the Microsoft Office Academe, which is intended for colleges, universities, or the school in general. This is a tool for teachers and students who will be doing online classes or the learn from home scenario. So to start with, for a particular user or for teacher and students to access the O365 for education platform is first they must acquire a license, and there are actually types of license in O365 education. Okay, if you go to Microsoft website www.microsoft.com and choose the education portion, you will see that there are three types of license for both students and teachers. So first, the Office 365 A1, which is the free version, consists of these following apps. Each user, whether student or teachers, will be provided with an email Outlook, Office productivity tools, the universally used in the corporate world and in the academe, the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And these services, you have the OneDrive, it's basically a cloud storage. A SharePoint is more than a collaboration tool. You can create your website through SharePoint, and there is Microsoft Teams, which is basically the learning management system of Office 365. There's also forms that can be used as an online enrollment, and Sway, this is actually a presentation tool, or you can create blogs here. And then there is what we call Stream. Stream is actually where the video recording, once you're done in your class or in your meeting, and once you record it, after the meeting, it will automatically go to the stream. So there are a lot of features that can actually be explored in this platform, but what I'll be sharing to you are the basics and the commonly used tools or applications. So for A1, which is a free version, you actually need to be online the moment you access Office apps. There is no installed base for this one. Like, for example, the Word, you can't install this in your desktop or laptop. You need to be online to access or to use this tool. That's the limitation of the free version. However, for A3, the higher version, all the features of A1 is included in here, plus this other apps like Publisher. Okay, Publisher is actually a desktop publishing application from Microsoft. So differing from Word or the Microsoft Word, in that the emphasis is placed on a page layout and design rather than text composition and proofing. On top of that, you can actually install this Office apps, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint in your desktop, laptop, or mobiles. So by the time that you will be working offline, you don't need any more internet. So once you sync it to the cloud or your Office 365 subscription, you can then be connected to the internet. Okay. And then there is the highest version of the Academe license, which is in the A5. So all the features of A1 and A3 are here in A5, plus there is a Power BI. A Power BI is actually some sort of analytics or business analytics service by Microsoft. It aims to provide interactive visualizations and business intelligence capabilities with an interface simple enough for an end user to create their own reports and dashboards. Okay, that's actually the three types of licenses. So there are values for students here. Once you access the site, you can see it at the bottom. And then for teachers, you can see that they have a price difference. So students is a bit lower price than the teacher. Teacher has a higher price than the student because there are features or some features that are intended only for teachers, like for example, creating assignments and quizzes. So that is intended only for teacher. And you can read the value for teacher for this particular tool at the bottom. Okay. So once you have the license, you can then actually go to the dashboard of Microsoft Office 365, and once you have the credential, you can input the username and password in order to access your account. So this is actually one of the cloud computing platform of Microsoft. They call it Software as a Service or SaaS. Now this SaaS is basically a cloud computing technology of Microsoft. Okay, so it is the licensing and delivery model in which software is licensed on a subscription basis and is centrally hosted inside a data center. So software as a service, in the layman's term, the software is already there. All you need to do is to use it. Okay, and the platform resides on a Microsoft data center. So for you to have an idea how is it gonna look like, I'll present to you or share to you this one. This is actually a diagram representing a user or a visitor accessing the Office 365 platform. Okay, so first, the user, student or teacher, will first input the website or the domain name, okay, and on a web page, so www.office.com, and then the traffic will now be routed to his or her ISP. And once routed to his ISP, of course, you will be directed to an authoritative DNS server so that the website or the IP, basically what the internet is talking are IP, so they need to resolve the IP into a domain name. So once they what you call this, they resolve it, the name, the office.com, which is from Microsoft, ISP will then now forward the traffic to what they call the content delivery network, or the edge server. So what is this edge server? Edge server is actually a type of device that provides an entry point into a network. Okay, other edges devices includes router and routing switches. So the edge server is basically hosted inside an ISP. So in our case, here in the Philippines, since I'm currently here, the edge server of Microsoft is actually hosted to a particular ISP, in particular PLDT ISP. So PLDT ISP has actually an edge server of Microsoft hosted inside a data center. Okay, and that edge server will now communicate to the original server of Microsoft, whether it is located outside the country or somewhere else. Okay, so this is actually how it looks like if you're a user from your home connecting to your internet, either other providers or PLDT, or if you're a student connecting to your mobile device using Wi-Fi, you can then connect to the platform. Okay, and then your carrier or ISP will be the one to take care to let you access to the platform of Microsoft Office 365. You can then now do your online class, download your module, interact with your class using the learning management system of Microsoft inside their platform. So why I'm sharing to you, or I will be sharing to you the location of Microsoft presence around the world. So for you to have an idea, where are those platforms located? Okay, what you're seeing is the map of the world, and you notice on the blue dot are actually the data center site of Microsoft, wherein the Office 365 platform is being hosted. And the white dot are actually the edge site, so the one that we are talking a while ago. So edge sites are actually located on a certain region that has no presence yet of Microsoft data center. So as you can see, this one, this is the Philippines, and we have edge site here. Okay, so you can see there's no presence yet of Microsoft data center, and our nearest Microsoft data center would be in Singapore and Hong Kong. So the edge server will now directly coordinate to Microsoft Data Center. Okay. And if you gonna try to do a test, let's test on how traffic traverse from your premise going to the platform. So for example, let's trace route office.com, which is the Office 365 platform. So what you're seeing is that we're trace route office.com, which has the particular IP 13.107.6.156, and it says it has over a maximum of 30 hops. So the first IP or hop 1 is actually my IP, which is the 192.168.43.1. And the remaining IP from hop 3 down below is the IP of my ISP, the WAN IP or Wide Area Network IP. Okay. So you're seeing here at hop 8 that I have my static PLDT.NET WAN IP. Okay. So you're seeing at hop 11 that I am now directed to the Hong Kong data center of Microsoft. So Hong Kong, this one. From hop 10, so that's the PLDT demarcation. So once the traffic is being routed to the edge server then will route the traffic going to the Microsoft platform. And you can see it in hop 11 that it is located in Hong Kong. So you will see in hop 15 that I have reached my particular platform or the office.com domain, which has an IP of 13.107.6.157. And there, our trace route is complete. Okay. So let's now go to the platform itself. So once you have a license and you have an email and a password or the credential, then you can log in to your account. And once you log in, this is how it looks like. Okay. So as you can see, these are the features that you're gonna be getting. First, you have an Outlook email. This Outlook email is actually 50 gig per user if you are A1 and or A3, and 100 gig if you are A5. OneDrive is actually a cloud storage wherein you can upload your files. Each user will be provided by a 1 tera cloud space storage. So if I try to click that, okay, I can then now upload my file. So I'll create a folder and name that, for example, this one, class records. I can then upload all of my class record files so that I'll have a backup of my files. For example, once uploaded, there are already an existing one and I upload an updated file, I can just add it. So once the file is uploaded, I can actually share it to a particular colleagues or teachers, co-faculty, or to my students. Or I can just copy the link and broadcast this particular link to a chat group or a communal email. So the value of saving your files to the cloud is that you will be having your backup, because what if your desktop or laptop will reach its point of breakdown and you cannot access your files anymore. So at least if you upload it in OneDrive, you can simply download it anytime, anywhere if you want to recover your file. Okay, so that's the OneDrive. Then there is this Office productivity tools, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And you can see that I can install this Office app. So this version is actually an A5 version of license. So if you happen to have an Office productivity tools, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint in your laptop, and it happened that what you have is an older version, then if you subscribe to this, automatically you will be updated to its latest version, and there is no need for you to buy a license for O365. You also have this OneNote, which is basically a digital notebook. So as you can see, I can create a notebook for my subjects. So here I have physical science notebook, the calculus with analytic geometry, mathematics, algebra, organic chemistry, etc. Okay, so you can just click new and type the subject of your particular notebook. For example, astronomy. Then click create. So once created, I can then input stuffs in here. So for example, lecture notes for astronomy. I click OK. I can then now do stuffs in here. So I'll add title here, lecture notes. So there are a lot of things that can be done in here. Like for example, of course, jotting down notes. Okay, there, example. I can also insert tables there. I can insert files as an attachment. I can insert pictures from files or from a computer. So for example, let's insert one of our subject topic, since we are in astronomy. Okay, we can insert pictures, you can insert links wherein you just need to copy and paste it, and once students click it, they will be directed to the link. Or I can even insert audio files. Okay, there are also other tools like this one for mathematics, wherein I can input equations and use them in problem solving. Okay, I can also draw in here if I am asked to draw graphs. So this one can also be shared if I want to share it to my classmates or to my co-faculties or to my students. I can put their email here, add additional message, and or I can copy the link and broadcast them to our chat group or to our communal email. Then I can share it and save it. Okay. Once saved, it will be directed here. You see in here. So that's OneNote. OneNote is a digital notebook. Then you also have SharePoint. SharePoint is actually a collaboration tool, but there's more to that. You can actually create your website here in SharePoint. So for example, this one, these are the existing sites that I have created for calculus with analytic geometry, MAPE, physics, but for our own cost, let's create an example of our own site. So team site, let's name this as our Academe. Okay, you will be provided by a group email. Then you can put description here. Site for astronomy class. You can actually set the privacy settings to public, which means anyone in the organization can access the site once they have the link, or you can have it private, only the members of this site. Okay, once you click next, you can add additional owners. So owners have the rights to edit the site, or the admin. They are the admin of the particular site that you have created. Then you can add the members, the students. So the students has no rights to edit the site itself, but they can actually download files or edit documents with inside the sites. Then you can click finish. So once you click finish, the site is now up and running. So this is how it looks like. Okay. With this, you can actually have conversations, and that's through email. Okay. So with conversations, you can use the conversations site to have all the email platforms and then have it through that particular site. Let's close it and let's get back to the site that we have created. And the name of that site is astronomy. So this one. Then you can also upload documents. Okay. There's also notebooks. Notebook is actually the OneNote that we have discussed earlier. So for the documents, you can actually create a new folder and name it, like for example, a lecture modules. Once the folder is created, you can then upload files in there. And then once the file is being uploaded, you can now share it to the particular group by just clicking the link or just clicking this one, share. Put their particular email address, click send, or you can just copy the link. So once the link is being copied, you can then go to or create new posts that you have uploaded a certain document. So for example, this one, let's try a blank post. Okay. For a while. So in creating a blank post, all you need to do, I have a bad network, apology for that. So I'll create a new post again. Wait. Okay. Here. I'll create a new post. Okay, I'll name this astronomy class. Okay, so I'll put here the description of my post. Okay, there's actually a template in here. I can put pictures and photos. Okay, I can broadcast the link also. So I click that. There you have it, astronomy class, and then the link of the class module that we have created. So I can put in here the description that, hello, there is a new class module that is being uploaded in our astronomy site. Please click the link above, and once the students will click the link above, they will now be directed to the site and they can go to the particular document. So once they go to the particular document, they can then download the class modules by clicking this one, download. Okay. There is more to explore with this particular tool named SharePoint. This is actually a tool that surpasses more than a collaboration with your or within your organization. So there you go, SharePoint. Now we have what we call Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is actually the learning management system platform of Office 365 for Academe. So if we try to click Microsoft Teams, I have an option to get the Windows app installed in my desktop or laptop, or I can use the web app instead. And in my case, I have a bad network right now, so I'll be using the web. So this is the teams that are already existing in this particular account. For our cost, let's join or create our own. So we just click create team, and there are a lot four options in here. First is the class. So this is intended for group discussion, projects, assignments, or the class in particular. And there is also a professional learning community wherein if you need limited audience or one-to-one coaching, you can utilize this PLC. Or there is also a staff for school administration and development intended within your organization, and then others that can be used for extracurricular activities such as clubs, study groups, and after-school activities. So let's just create class, and then I, as a teacher, can now create my own virtual class. So first, I need to input my subject. So for example, my subject is physics 31, and that is mechanics. Okay, so I can put the description here. So this is the class for physics, and it's for grade 10. So that's MWF. That's 3 to 4 p.m. Then we can click next. Okay. Once we click next, you need to input your students. So those who are enrolled in Physics 31 class will be added here. So you need to manually input the email address of the students. So if you have a database of their emails, you can just copy and paste them here. For example, let's just add students. Okay. Once these students are being added, they can now see this class. Okay. So you can then greet them in here. Hello. Grade 10 class. Then they can reply in here. Hi. Okay. So this is what we call the lobby chat. And there are a lot that can be done in here. Like for example, you can attach files. Okay. You can even meet them through video call. Okay. Or then you can suggest apps. There are a lot of apps that can be used in here, particularly in project management, which I'll show you earlier. Okay, so here in the files section, this is where you can upload the class modules. So you can just create folders and name them to what particular name you will be inputting. For example, this class material. Okay, I will then upload the files for our class. So for example, I'll upload a document. Once uploaded, I can then share this one to my students, or I can just copy the link and broadcast this to the chat box, to the lobby. So hello, new class module has been uploaded. They will now see that there is a new class module that being uploaded. Once they click the link and then they click that folder, so they'll just simply choose the file and download it. Okay. So regardless of extension, whether documents, PDF, Excel, PowerPoint, or even videos, you can upload it here. There is a section for class notebook. This is actually the OneNote that I have showed to you earlier. You can just click this one, set up OneNote, and then you'll be the app, the OneNote app, which is basically this one, will then appear in that portion. This one, the assignment and grade portion, is basically intended for teachers. So students have no access for this portion. Students and actually cannot create assignments and grades. So only the teachers. So for example, we will create an assignment. Okay, so I can enter here the title of the assignment. For example, this is the physics assignment. And then I can actually enter instructions here. Please read carefully and answer the attached item. So I'll add resources. The resources needs to be uploaded in your OneDrive, or you can create a new file regardless of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. For example, let's just use this one. Once you attach that, students can now see that one. Okay. And once attached, student can then open it through Words, or they have the ability to download it. You can add here the points, like for example 100, and add rubric. A rubric is actually an evaluation tool or a set of guidelines used to promote the consistent application of learning expectations, learning objectives, or learning standards in the classroom, or to measure their attainment against a consistent set of criteria. And as you are seeing in here, there are actually criteria like excellent. You can enter the criteria for excellent. For good, you can enter the criteria for good, and fair, and poor. Okay, you can enter the description in here. So you can input the title of this rubric. For example, for the assignment, so you can enter the description in there. Then you just simply click attach. So once attached, there, student can now see that one. And then you can input the due date, in which students need to submit it prior to the due date. So for example, let's make this that one. And then there's also time. Okay, once done, you can then assign. Click this one. So once you click that one, the students will now receive a notification that they have an assignment for this particular subject, Physics 31, which is mechanics. And as you can see, there is a pop-up in here, or this one. If they will click that one, in the lobby chat, they will see that there is an assignment in physics that is due on July 8th. So once they will click view, they will be directed to the assignment portion. Okay, and all of the students are actually receiving that one. So if I'm a teacher, I can see the status of my students that they have not yet answered it. Okay, so for the grades column, once the students send their assignments, I can now put grade marks on that particular assignment. Like for example, this one, or if this is an exam, I can then just simply input it here. So once they have answered the particular exam, this one, okay, I can input feedback in here, how much grade they took for the exam, then it will be projected in here. So this is the assignment. We can create exams and so on and so forth. So if I already have the ratings, I can just export to Excel. Then I can then calculate their grades through Excel, because you don't need any more calculator or the old school lesson plan to calculate their grades. Excel has the capability to do the grade calculation, since it already has an embedded formula. You just need to input the formula in the Excel, and then Excel will take care of the grades. So you can then submit it to your principal or your superior for evaluation purposes. Okay, and here is the calendar portion. The calendar portion is actually imperative for students and teachers to plot down their schedule. And they also need to be informed ahead of schedule for their class. Like for example, let's create for physics 31 mechanics. Attendees are my students. For example, let's just add one, and our class starts this July 13, and that is from 3 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And we can also repeat the meeting so that we will not be creating every day. We can have it daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or custom. Like for example, this meeting repeats every 2 days. Then I can add channel. Channel is our subject, physics 31, and then I can add details in here, there. So once created, I can click send, and once sent, students will now receive that particular invite in their calendars. So if you're gonna see that one, here it is, our class for physics 31 mechanics is on Monday 2 to 3 p.m, Wednesday and Friday. So one student will click that. All they need to do is to just click the join button, and then they will now be connected to the virtual platform of the class, the video platform of the class. So this is actually the video platform of the class, wherein teachers will do their online class. As you can see, I can see my attendees in here, my students, or if there is someone that I will invite, I'll just copy this link and email the particular link to that particular student. Okay, if there is a question or clarification, I can click this hand button, which means I have a concern that needs to be attended by the teacher. Okay, once the teacher will see that there is a student raising their hand, and teacher can now then call their attention or attend to them. And then there is a chat button here, or the notes. I can create notes in here. So as you can see, there is our subject and the occurrence. That is every 2 days since our class is MWF. So I can also attach here files from my OneDrive or from my computer. So for example, let's just attach Academe. Okay, let's upload that particular file. So there, students can now see that, and they can actually view it and download it. Okay, so pick there a picture of our solar system. And as you can see, I can actually show the meeting notes. Meeting notes are actually in a form of chat, wherein you can take down the notes that you need to take down during lecture. And I can also see the meeting details. And I can actually record the class by just clicking this start recording, and once the class ended, the recordings will actually go to the Microsoft Sway. Okay, this one, the stream. I mean stream. Okay, so the stream is actually a platform wherein all the recordings of the team's class will be directed in here. So once you click the teams, you will now directed to your particular video. Okay, or here in the chat, if you go in this chat, you can actually see a video recording in here once the class will end. So the recording will also be uploaded in here. Okay, so if I try to end this, okay, the recording will actually show up in this button. Students can now click it, and they can actually listen to the previous class discussion. So there are actually a lot of applications that can be explored in this platform. You have this one, Microsoft Forms. Microsoft Forms can actually be used as a online enrollment platform. Let's have an example of an online enrollment platform. Okay, So for example, let's create text for enrollment. So for example, question number 1 is your first name, and you need this required so that students can actually put their first name. Next question is the last name, and then year level, and then let's just put here section. Okay, so once done, you can actually share this one, copy, then broadcast it to your website if you have a website, or the school's paid ad. Like for example, if you have social media, a paid social media ad, you can post the link in there so that students can actually just click the link, and once they click the link, they will be directed to the particular forms. So for example, if I try to choose this anyone with a link, anyone with the link should be able to access. So if we, okay, I'll share to you a window. Okay, no, not this one, the other one. Okay, this one. Again, I think I'll be sharing my desktop. Okay, let me share to you this one. Okay, this is actually the platform in which students can do their online enrollment. So for example, if I'm a student, then the link was provided through a social media platform, paid ad, or the school website, or if it was being broadcasted by the school through SMS blast, then I can then click that link, and once I click that link, I will be directed to this particular forms. We can actually edit this one. Just for our example, it's untitled, but you can actually put the logo of the school and the name of the school in here. Okay, and the purpose of this particular forms, like enrollment forms. Okay, I can then add my name. So my first name, Juan. Okay, Mapalad. Year level is grade 10, section 1. I can then click submit. Okay, once I click submit, and then there's other student that will be enrolling. Okay, Tete Mercado, year level grade 9, section 1. Submit. Okay. And then once I go to the platform, I should be seeing responses. Okay, let's there. You can see that there are two responses that, or enrollees that have enrolled in the forms that we have created. So you can actually see Pepe and Juan. So if you try to open Excel, open with, we can actually sort it. Like for example, all the grade, okay, enable all the grades 9 and 10 can be segregated. Okay, and then you can see the time and date when did they did the online enrollment. Okay, so this is the Microsoft Forms. Other tools that this platform has are this one. Planner is actually for teachers and students to plan ahead their schedules. There are flows. This is actually a project management tool. There's a Poly. A Poly is a survey tool. Like for example, if we gonna do survey, so let's start here a quick poll. So our question is, who will be our class president? Who will be our class president for 2020? We have option 1. Jordan Herrera. Option 2. You can have Wendell Ramos. And we can add as much option as you want. Okay. Antonio Aquitania. Okay, we can actually attach files. And once you submit it, students will now see that particular poll. So as you can see, the poll says who will be a class president for 2020. So students will now have the option to choose from them, like for example, Jordan Herrera, and click submit vote. And once students submitted their votes, the one who created the poll will now see the data, or even the students, they will see the data, but they cannot edit it, they cannot delete it. Okay, that is the polls. Of course, you can upload files in here. Okay. So there you have it. The basic learning management system of Microsoft Office 365 is actually the teams. And there are a lot of things that can be explored in the teams. So you can see this is not only a learning management platform, but it is a complete 3-in-1 suite, which means you already have the learning management system, you already have the video platform and the Office productivity tools, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, email, and OneDrive. Okay, that's it. I hope this has been informative to you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.